it comes down to is if you're saying that remote workers are a problem, you're saying that you don't know how to manage.
The FBI and the DOJ say thousands of IT workers sent by North Korea to work remotely for U.S. companies using false IDs have sent millions of wages back to North Korea. They say don't trust recruiters. The FBI says this now.
I've been saying it for years.
I thought you might have a thought about that, Jim.
It is actually a concern that has always been an issue. We had a lot of the H-1B contractors 15, 20 years ago where you basically have a company to call. The person doing the interview over the phone was not the person that would show up on day one. So that was actually when a problem, giant companies, contracts, all of a sudden I'm going to throw 400 people at a problem. You didn't know who was actually showing up. So that was a bit of an issue. Now you have the whole overemployed thing where it's people having 2 or 3 jobs and are they actually working? So what it comes down to is if you're saying that remote workers are a problem, you're saying that you don't know how to manage. That's what it really is.
Yeah. That's
100%. I have managed remote workforces. I have caught them doing good and bad things. They're either doing the work or they're not. And what it is that managers don't know how to manage. Their whole point now is KPIs and productivity because they don't know how to manage that remote stuff. They're trying to force people back in the office. Was it Nike that's going to do 4? Now they're 4 RTO.
Yeah.
Nike said they were doing that as well. It's a big push. And so it's just a question, who cracks first? The amount of money, was it $5,000, $10,000 a year? You're spending more when you're going remote. Commutes suck. I just spent 5 days driving around Dallas, some of it for fun, some others. But when you're 3 hours on the road a day, there's a change. And not to mention gas is $4 in my truck.
Yeah, it's a whole different world
I forgot what it was like. I was like, oh, this really sucks. And I'm actually okay with the idea of some commutes, but at a certain point, I don't think companies are being realistic because there has to be some kind of change. And what they've done is they've fired all the remote people, now going hybrid and pushing. But if you apply for a job and you put remote, like 50% of applications are remote on LinkedIn for chasing less than, I think, 15% of jobs.
Wow.
So it really becomes a question. I mean, part of it too is people hit remote and they're not thinking through it. I think the whole North Korea thing is part of something that's happening now, which is applications are now worth money. There's a big change in our industry for cost per application because our budgets have gotten bigger and the costs are getting higher. All of a sudden, all the fraud people that have been playing on pay-per-click and other advertising over the years are now starting to focus on the human resources function. And this is a challenge for us because we've never had big budgets before. The idea that 30, 40% of all of our clicks are fake should terrify us. We don't even know that's a thing. We are seeing that change, though. I was talking to someone the other day, and they pointed out that they made a post and 300 applications came in the first day, and 95% of them were unqualified. So it's basically people have written a script, they've spun up a profile, and they just go out to LinkedIn and search something, and they go to their board, and they click, and it applies to 500 jobs. It doesn't matter to them if it's the right job or not.
Ouch.
This is important to us because at the same time, other people looking for jobs are trying to get feedback, actually get hired, taking their time. When you've swamped an HR function like this, there's nothing we could do when you go back to what you've always done. Who do I know? Who are the agencies I know? Who's recruiters? Because at least they're giving me real candidates. So you've got this huge problem of too much fraud or too many, it's just too easy to apply. Okay, well, I can't handle that volume. I'm going to shut off my job posting and I'm going to talk to real people. And now you have the issues of bias and discrimination and different cost because everybody wanted it easy. And easy and cheap is bad for you. Let's say that again, children. Easy and cheap is bad for you. Easy and cheap money corrupts you. Easy and cheap drugs are bad for you. Easy and cheap applicants destroy your ability to have a quality experience. This whole faster, better, automated world, I think, is going to lead us back to a lot of the old ways, which is great for a guy like me. I know what the old ways were. I can pick up the phone, talk to someone, shake their hand. What do you do when it's just trash out there? Because everybody's just trying to do something on the side hustle.
Hey, thanks for watching The Merge. We've got a ton more stuff for you to watch on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere. Check us out.